Leisure Time College Game Day. America's premier portrait mode college football pregame show. Week 11. With your hosts, Matt, Mr. SeaWorld Live, and Professor Lee.
You're the only 10 I see.
Even though I hate the Gators.
Live from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and live from Gatorland, Orlando. We are live from Gatorland, America's premier portrait mode college football pregame show, week 11. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. I've got quite a deficit to Guapo Mateo, Mr. SeaWorld Wide, so I need a big week. That's why we play the games, baby. We are back for week 11, live from Gatorland. So let's get to the picks.
Hey Dan, I am back in the USA, baby, coming to you live from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Picking LSU versus Alabama. Alabama maybe has a season resurrected. LSU trying to save its season. Both two lost teams trying to get this must win, but you know me, I can't pick against Brian Kelly and his southern accent. I'm picking the Tigers for the win. Let's go.
Alabama, LSU, huge game this week. I don't know if LSU can pull this off or Alabama, but you know what? Brian Kelly's southern accent is up to the challenge, on a roll, and I think they're going to do it. LSU beats Alabama in a huge SEC West matchup.
All right, UCF versus Arizona State. UCF with a pathetic win last week. They played nobody. They're still the worst team in college football. Arizona State gonna beat UCF. UCF, the Gus bus, it's out of gas. I'm picking the Arizona State. Let's go.
UCF at Arizona State. UCF finally got back into the win column with a massive win in the space game over Arizona when they came all the way over to Florida. But now it's us that has to take the road trip all the way out to Tempe. And but I think we got a shot. I think UCF is still mathematically in charge of their own destiny for the Big 12 championship. But it's got to start here. UCF on the road. Big upset over Arizona State in a traditional Big 12 matchup. Go Knights, charge on.
Clemson versus Virginia Tech. Dabo is so back, baby. Clemson for the win. ACC showdown. I got Clemson. They're going to bounce back this week. Let's go Dabo swing.
Back in the 1800s, except for HLSU. Those ones being this guy right here with the hump on it.
Clemson, Virginia Tech. I'm not sure why the spread is so close on this game. Clemson's on the roll, so I'm not going to be able to gain much on that. He's probably going to pick Clemson too, so got to go Clemson. I can't try to make a Hail Mary on this one, so Clemson wins, and it's a great day to be a tie here at Gatorland. Is it ever a good day to be a tie at Gatorland?
South Carolina versus Vandy. Vandy couldn't get it done versus Texas, but those Gamecocks, they got nothing. I'm picking Vanderbilt. All of a sudden, Vanderbilt's in it. They're a relevant team. I'm picking the Commodores for the win. Let's go.
South Carolina and Vanderbilt. The magic has to end for Vanderbilt, doesn't it? It's got to at some point. Will it against South Carolina? I don't think so. Vanderbilt continues to roll. Go Commodores.
Iowa State versus Kansas. Everyone knows that Kansas is a basketball school. Iowa State, even though they lost, they're going to come back. The Cyclones are going to come back. Let's go Matt Campbell and the Iowa State Cyclones.
Iowa State and Kansas. Now, Iowa State has been on track to that Big 12 championship all season. I don't think they're going to be derailed by Kansas, but Kansas wants to prove they're a football school. I struggle because I think Matt's going to pick pick Iowa State, but I got to do it again. He loves Matt Campbell. Do I do it? I guess I got to pick Kansas for the upset just to try to get me back in favor for this standing. So, Kansas, you got to pull it out for me, guys.
UGA versus Ole Miss. Those dogs almost lost to my Gators. Very lucky that our star quarterback got injured. But the Lane Train on life support, almost out of steam. Can they do it? Well, UGA didn't look like anything but an average team, so I'm picking the Lane Train for this must-win. Let's go Rebels, baby.
Georgia and Ole Miss. The Lane Train in just absolute buzzsaw territory with Georgia coming to town. Can the Lane Train pull off the upset of the year for the SEC? I want him to. Everybody wants him to. Georgia wins.
All right, Michigan versus Indiana. Indiana is hot, baby. 7-0, 8-0, whatever it is, they're undefeated. Michigan, they just have not been able to get it done this year after the undefeated national championship season last year. I'm picking the Hoosiers, Hoosier Daddy, for the win. Let's go.
Michigan, Indiana, season of the decade for Indiana, probably more. Absolutely coming in, firing on all cylinders. Going to take down a Michigan team. Are they going to be able to do it? Yes. Indiana just keeps winning. Michigan loses yet again in their free fall to irrelevance in college football.
Colorado versus Texas Tech. Colorado thinks they can win their way to the playoffs. I think so too. They come in. Everyone doesn't think it, but I do. Coach Prime for the win over the Texas Tech. Let's go.
Colorado and Texas Tech. Coach Prime, will he be able to keep it going? They got the flying tortillas and everything for Texas Tech. Big, traditional Big 12 matchup here. They're going to do it. I can't vote against Prime. I want to try to make up some ground against Guapo Mateo, but I'm not going to be able to do it. So, Colorado wins against Texas Tech.